The Folktale of Okinawa's Hamauri story by Jinmo Hakama. Illustrations by Hisako Mori. With cooperation from Eriko Kaminato. Edited by Makoto Ozaki. Since the days of the Ryukyu Kingdom, the third day of the third month in the lunar calendar has been known in Okinawa as Hamauri. On this day, families prepare special foods in tiered boxes and go down to the seashore. Girls gently soak their feet in seawater, praying for health, purity, and safe growth. The origin of this custom comes from an old folktale. Long, long ago, in a certain castle in the Ryukyu Kingdom, a princess was born. She was a long-awaited child, a princess of extraordinary beauty. The king and queen poured all their love into her and raised her with great care. The princess grew into a kind-hearted young girl who brought joy to her parents, and her beauty continued to shine even more. When she turned 16, her parents warned her to be cautious. They feared that something evil might approach the palace, so they placed several layers of guards around her to protect her. However, every night, around midnight, the princess's room began to grow strangely noisy. Sensing that something was wrong, the queen called for the princess and gently asked her what had happened. "My dear child," she said, "you do not look well these days. Is something troubling you?" The princess replied, "No, mother, I am quite all right. There is nothing wrong with me." Then, after a brief pause, she added, "Almost every night, a handsome young man with a beautiful voice comes to visit me, and we spend time together." As she spoke, her face suddenly turned red. Hearing this, the king and queen were deeply shocked. "Who could this man be? Where does he live?" they asked anxiously. The princess hesitated, then answered, "He sleeps beside me. But before morning comes, he leaves without a trace. I do not know who he truly is." When the queen looked closely at her daughter, she realized that the princess' belly had already begun to swell. The next morning, the queen hurried to seek the wisdom of a knowledgeable elder. Startled, yet composed, the wise elder answered at once, "My queen, this is most serious." The wise one said, "Your daughter has been possessed by a supernatural being. I believe a creature of darkness visits her each night. Take the hemp thread you are weaving for her kimono. Pass it through a needle, long and strong. And when the man appears, pierce his hair with it. By following the thread, you will discover who, or what, he truly is." The queen immediately returned to the palace and told her daughter exactly what the wise one had instructed. The princess listened carefully and replied without hesitation, "Yes, mother. I will do as you say." The next morning, the queen and the princess followed the single thread. It stretched farther and farther, leading them far away from the palace where the princess lived, all the way to the distant foothills of a mountain. To their horror, the end of the thread disappeared into a dark cave. Trembling with fear, they slowly peered inside. "Ah! What is that?" In the darkness of the cave, two eyes were shining fiercely. A giant Habu snake. "This is terrible." Their legs nearly gave way in terror, and they fled back to the palace, stumbling and tumbling in panic. But even after returning, they knew they could not remain still. Trembling with fear, the queen rushed once again to the wise elder's home to seek advice. The wise elder listened and spoke without hesitation. "Your Majesty, the princess is carrying the child of a demon. You must take her to the sea. Wash her lower body thoroughly with seawater. If you do so, the demon's child will be washed away." Early the next morning, just as the elder had instructed, the queen led the princess to the shore and carefully washed her body with the cleansing waters of the sea. And then, before their eyes, what an astonishing sight it was. From the princess' body down toward her feet, many small baby vipers came wriggling out, one after another. The princess entered the sea once more and purified herself again, washing away all impurity with salt and seawater. In this way, she was able to return to her original, pure body. This happened on the third day of the third month of the lunar calendar. After that, the king of the Ryukyu Kingdom issued in command, from the highest nobles to the humblest farmers, everyone was to stop working on this day. They would prepare oju, traditional tiered lunch boxes, go down to the beach, and spend the entire day there in joy. This is the story passed down through generations of the Okinawan tradition known as Hamauri, the Beach Purification Festival. So then, who exactly is this demon? The Habu serpent disguised as a handsome man with a beautiful voice, who appears in this old folktale. Surprisingly, this story is recorded in the Bible, in the Old Testament, Genesis 3 verse 4. The serpent says to the woman, "If you take this fruit and eat it, you will become like God, knowing good and evil." In this way, the serpent deceived her and led her into sin. And later, in Revelation 12 verse 9, it is written, "The great dragon was cast down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth." This ancient serpent is the very same one who tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden. And when Scripture tells us that this serpent was cast down from heaven to the earth, we are led to ask, what kind of being was this ancient serpent who once dwelled in heaven? Could it have been more than a mere animal, a spiritual being? The spiritual being symbolized as a serpent was originally created with a good purpose. However, this being fell and became Satan. In the Bible, the serpent is used as a metaphor for an angelic being. In other words, an archangel committed a grave transgression and became Satan. Furthermore, in Jude 1 verse 6, it is written that the angels sinned. According to the text, their sin was comparable to that of the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Acts of sexual immorality and unnatural desire. Therefore, they came under the judgment of eternal fire. According to Scripture, the angel fell through sexual immorality. The root of humanity's original sin lies here. The first human ancestors formed an illicit bond with the archangel, symbolically represented as the serpent. This forbidden union corrupted the blood lineage itself and became the origin of sin passed down through human history. What do you think was God's ultimate purpose in creating humanity? It lies in love centered on God, the eternal love of parents, the eternal love between husband and wife, and the eternal love of children. Where these three forms of love exist, there is the ideal family. Creating such a family is God's purpose. An ideal family is one where parents and children, husband and wife, and brothers and sisters are united as one, centered on true love. From such a family, the eternal kingdom of heaven on earth begins. And from there, the kingdom of heaven in the spiritual world is naturally brought into completion. In Okinawa, the third day of the third lunar month is known as Hamauri Day. It is a traditional day when mothers pray for their daughters' healthy growth, offering sangatsugashi, traditional sweets symbolizing purity, and passing down the teaching of cherishing purity in life. By honoring and preserving Okinawa's traditional culture in this way, let us continue to build beautiful and true families for the future.